good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday night. Just want to get on here and give you an update on the weather for this evening and for the next couple of days. And I also want to make sure my audio is working okay. Sounds a little weird, so give me 1 second. All right, we are back on this Saturday night. Just wanted to fix a couple of things here on Facebook Live and on social media. Today was obviously hot. It was 98 degrees, way above normal. Average is about 93, and we were well away from the record of 104 set back on this day over 10 years ago. And thumbs up. Perfect, perfect. All right, the audio is working A-OK on this Saturday night. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Basically, we'll be on here just talking about just how hot it's going to be for this weekend, for Father's Day, for Juneteenth tomorrow. And for the next 7 to 10 days, not much changes. But again, if you have questions about traveling across the state or anywhere, let me know. We'll take a look at the bigger map, radar across the nation, and even temperatures across the U.S. So we'll dive into a lot of details coming up here in just a little bit. But yes, it was hot today. It wasn't record-breaking hot, but hot nonetheless. Hotter than a normal and typical June-like day. And added to the tally. So today was 98, the official high at San Antonio International. I haven't put it on this graphic yet, but notice how hot the entire month has been. Every single day has been way above normal, indicating by these red colors, right? Sometimes, you know, this time of year, you can get a good amount of clouds, a varying weather pattern, not as much as high pressure, and even some rain, which can cool off things. Normal is about 92 to 93 this time of year, but you can see we have not seen much in the way of cloud cover. Yes, some clouds in the morning, but every afternoon has broken apart to sunshine and just summer-like weather. Matter of fact, every single day, I'll show this full screen, has trended way above normal. So the yellow numbers are indicative of tied or broken daily records. You can see on the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th of this month, 100s straight, consecutive. And then on the 9th, we broke that consecutive 100-degree day, but still 8 tied or broken records here in San Antonio in this month alone. In addition to the maximum temperature, when you kind of add all these up and you divide them by the number of days, the average high is about 100 degrees. When you factor in the morning temperature and the afternoon highs with these numbers, it averages out about 88 degrees. But regardless, both those numbers are ranked first. So let's show you this right here before we get to that map or in that graphic. So average high is 100 degrees. The average temperature, which is the morning and high combined together and added up, that's 88. Regardless, both these categories rank first in history on the warmest or hottest June on record. Now, we're not done with June yet. We still have about, 12 days? It's June 18th, tomorrow's June 19th, and we have 30 days in the month, so we still have about 8, 9, 10, 12 more days left of the month. So, of course, these numbers can change a little bit, but just it goes to show you that this month has been the warmest June so far, and it may go down in history just because last month was the warmest May on record here in San Antonio, and we may just add to that tally. All right, also, in addition to that, spring ends on Tuesday, summer begins on Tuesday, and you can see our summer season between March 20th and June 21st so far has been the warmest on average. So a lot of heat, and it's going down in history here in South Texas. Okay, let's talk about the radar. It was a little busy south of San Antonio around 6 and 5:30 p.m. tonight. And even a couple isolated downpours moved through Bexar County around 8 and 8:15. Now the radar is fairly quiet, but you can see where I'm talking about the action. And you can see as I stop this clock, around 5:45, scattered downpours around, Atascosa County, between there and Frio County, LaSalle County, from I-37 to 35. Earlier this evening, it was a little busy, some spotty downpours. And you can see one of those sea breeze showers moved into western central Bexar County between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, which I imagine some of you got to cash in on, especially if you're near Lackland, if you're near SeaWorld, west side of San Antonio between 1604 and Bandera, Highway 90, Wiseman Road, Bandera, Culebra. Between that area, that rogue downpour moved through earlier this evening, but now has fizzled out. The reason why? Well, we have a southeast wind up the surface, and basically with a high pressure system out east, it allows the door to open for these sea breeze showers to work off the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the reason why we see these at this time of day is because with afternoon heating, temperatures near 100 degrees, hotter rises, and these showers are driven mainly by the heating of the day, which is why after sunset, they fall apart very quickly. So you can see it's clear out there right now. It is quiet. There's some cloud cover over Bexar County. Otherwise, partly cloudy over at Calaveras Lake. You can see a live look outside. It looks pretty good. It's 93 though. Feels like 96 when you factor in the humidity. So it is pretty warm out there as we start to wrap up your Saturday evening. Southeast winds at about 18 miles an hour. And it looks pretty good out there this evening. Just want to make sure everything's working a-okay on this. So far, so good. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so yes, that's the current condition. So even after sundown, we're still in the 90s, 93 degrees, very hot out there. Now, we've talked about this a lot this week, especially Bill and Paul, between Monday and Friday. We've talked about the lowered air quality because of the Saharan dust. Now, usually, especially this couple of days, it's been fluctuating between moderate and unhealthy for sensitive groups. But now it's starting to improve. The dust is finally starting to thin out. And for the next few days, the dust will be out, and we'll be seeing mostly clear conditions, a few clouds overhead, but the air quality will continue to improve here in San Antonio. Current temperatures across the map, pretty hot for the evening hours. You can see as I take this full screen. 90 at Pleasanton, still 96 in Pearsall, the current air temperature. Wow. 96 in Cotulla, 95 at Del Rio, and we have middle 90s up the I-35 corridor between here and Austin. So it is pretty hot, and it is more humid the farther you are near the Gulf of Mexico. As a matter of fact, there is a breeze out there, but what those southeast winds are doing, it is cranking in more humidity, which is why we have those sea breeze showers kicking up every afternoon, very isolated coverage, but also a nice breeze and higher humidity. So this is the reason why we have a lot of moisture in our air, but it's not converting to any rain. Not so much. We did see a few showers earlier today, but not widespread rain. There's nothing to trigger off more widespread rain, which we could certainly use with the worsening drought. So the hour-by-hour forecast stays pretty warm tonight. You'll see this evening through about midnight and 1 a.m. We're looking at mostly clear conditions. Wind maybe up to 12 to 14 miles an hour, but otherwise partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions here in San Antonio. So tomorrow morning, as we work into 7 a.m., if you have plans with Dad outdoors, or if you're going to HEB or church or anywhere you're going tomorrow morning, it's going to be a little cloudy to kick off the day. Sunrise will be around 6:30 a.m. And then after mid-morning, the clouds will burn off and we'll see sunny skies and just more heat. Now, just like today, there's like that small outside chance at a stray shower, an isolated downpour. The reason being is because of, yes, once again, the heating of the day. The hot air rises, mixes in with the humidity, and it'll pop off just a spark, isolated rogue shower in the area through tomorrow evening between about 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., just like this evening, where most of us stay dry, but there is that outside chance that one neighborhood or two around Atascosa County, Frio County, Wilson County may cash in on a brief downpour. So you can see by 4 o'clock tomorrow, this is Sunday, this is Father's Day tomorrow, upper 90s near 100 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. And watch this forecast model. It wants to paint out another sea breeze shower by tomorrow evening, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. So that is our only hope. A rogue downpour, an isolated sea breeze shower, a super isolated downpour that will not go everywhere. And you'll see by 8 o'clock this time tomorrow evening, we're mostly clear. So that is our best chance at rain for the next few days as high pressure stays east and allows the door to open for sea breeze showers moving in from the southeast and move the north and northwest. And once again, after sunset, we lose the heating of the day and these showers just break apart. So we saw a couple isolated downpours earlier today, and we'll see a couple isolated downpours tomorrow evening. But yes, 10, 20% on that chance and on that coverage of anything that tries to form, mainly in the evening hours. If you do see some rain, you'll be a very lucky few. If you don't, you'll be in the majority, where a lot of us will just see sunshine tomorrow, high temperatures near 100 degrees. Now, we're not alone. You can see right now at this hour, this is crazy. Watch this. Bismarck and pretty much across the Dakotas, they're actually hotter than San Antonio right now. 95 at Bismarck, and it's 93 in San Antonio after sunset. Now, this is all responsible, all in part of a strengthening high right there. And as this high moves to the south and southeast through Monday, through Tuesday, it's not going to break down. I mean, it's just that summer heat ridge that just stays locked in and doesn't go anywhere. So you can see tomorrow about 100, 101 on Monday and 100 on Tuesday, a few clouds overhead. Maybe a coastal shower, but the farther it moves overhead, the less we'll see those coastal showers. The only reason we see it now is because of that high farther east. Now, let's chat about the long-range outlook. So Tuesday begins the summer season, the summer solstice. And as many South Texans know, it's usually the driest, hottest time of the year. It always is, right? The summer season here in South Texas and across the South and the Northern Hemisphere. Well, anyway, because of that ridge we just showed you, and it's not going to break down in the next 10 days, at least 7 to 10 days, our rainfall stays way below average, and we could certainly use it. Now, if you're looking at the Four Corners, you're wondering, why are they getting all rain? Well, that has to do with something called the monsoon season. Basically, it gets very, very hot across that region, the desert southwest, and what we call a thermal low, and even combined ingredients from the west, from the Pacific, basically gives them some pretty good rainfall this time of year. Now, let's actually show you radar and see if we can see some of those monsoonal showers. So basically, let me center myself up. So a lot of the Four Corners between Colorado, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, they cash in on a lot of this rainfall because of a few combining factors. One, yeah, it's so hot out there. It gets to 115 degrees. In Las Vegas and Arizona, it gets dry hot out there. Now, when you combine a feature that often sets up this time of year, if I can try and draw it out, sometimes and a lot of times this year between June, July, and August, you'll get a low that develops just southwest of Los Angeles. And remember, lows spin counterclockwise. And when these set up in the southwest and west of the Baja Peninsula, they drive in moisture towards Vegas. Well, not towards Vegas, pretty much between Phoenix, New Mexico, the Rocky Mountains, Colorado, and Utah. That's where the monsoonal showers from this low typically drive this long-term weather future that happens usually in the summer season. Because there's so much hot air rising in Arizona and New Mexico and Colorado and Utah, something has to replace it, and that comes in from the southwest from the Pacific Ocean. So hot air rises, so much heat, like 115 degrees, air has to rush in behind it to replace it, and the environment and the atmosphere reaches equilibrium. And that's why you see a lot of showers out there right now. That's all part of what we call the monsoon season, specifically and more importantly for the desert southwest, not so much here in South Texas. Only thing we saw was some of those sea breeze coastal showers, mainly south of San Antonio. We saw one downpour that did drive through San Antonio right there. Let me show you. So between 7:30 and 8:30, right, bam, between 410, 1604, Highway 90 around 7:45 earlier this evening. a very rogue sea breeze shower. If you're wondering if there's anything out there right now, nope, there is nada. I mean, it is partly cloudy, if not mostly clear in most areas across South Texas. And that, again, that's all driven by the heat. So these sea breeze showers, they working off the Gulf of Mexico. The heating of the day, temperatures near 100, hot air rises, that drives it. And aside from coastal sea breeze showers that are super isolated, we are not going to see much in the way of rain, which is why we're below average on this rainfall outlook for the next 7 to 10 days here and much across the state and across the south as well. Now, I put together this graphic right here. We're so low on rainfall. We're in excessive drought. We are in extreme to exceptional drought in San Antonio and for much of the region, for much of South Texas. And these are numbers given to us by NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Now, you can see San Antonio needs at least 19.5 inches of rain to break the drought we are currently in. Now, rainfall needed, that's specifically over a 3-month period. So between now and basically the end of summer, mid-September, early mid-September, we would at least need up to 20 inches of rain here in the city to take out the drought, which is likely not going to happen. Historically, obviously, the summertime is not known as very wet months. Del Rio needs about 13.5 inches of rain to break the drought. Kerrville, more than that, 18.1. Victoria, Texas, towards the coastal bend, where our drought is pretty bad. It's extreme to exceptional in a lot of areas around South Texas. They would need up to 21 inches of rain to break the drought in a 3-month period. So it goes to show you that we're heading into the summer season on Tuesday, and this time of year just does not yield a lot of rainfall. As a matter of fact, take a look at tomorrow's forecast for Dad. If you have plans outdoors for the family, and especially Dad, and by the way, a happy Father's Day to my dad, Mark. It is going to be a hot one out there. So upper 90s, pretty much near 100 degrees tomorrow for Father's Day, for Juneteenth, for the holiday. If you're spending it outside, drink water. It is going to be a scorcher tomorrow, and not much changes. You can see on the 7-day, we stay very quiet, and you can see 100 tomorrow, 101 on Monday, triple digits pretty much anywhere, everywhere you go across the region. We may see a little bit more Saharan dust drive in between Wednesday and Thursday, but right now it does not look like a huge plume of that. If anything, it's going to be very low to moderate, medium concentrations of dust midweek. Otherwise, and aside from a coastal shower tomorrow and maybe Monday, the ridge of high pressure stays our main player when it comes to the weather pattern, and we stay partly cloudy through Wednesday, mostly sunny by Thursday. And what that does, with more sun comes the heater, and temperatures crank up by this time next weekend, 102 on Friday and 103 on Saturday. So get ready for a lot of heat. All right, guys, we'll say goodbye here on Facebook Live and on social media. We'll be live here on KENS 5 at 10 p.m., between 10 and 11 for the latest on weather, the forecast, of course, and local news and sports. Tune in at 10. If not, we'll see you at the next update here on KENS 5 Social. Make it a great Saturday. Be safe out there. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. In addition to, of course, be safe. Drink water. Take breaks. Tomorrow is going to be very hot. Yes, will there be a couple coastal showers tomorrow evening? Yeah, but most of us will stay dry with highs near 100 degrees for Father's Day. All right, happy Father's Day, Dad, and to all the dads out there. Otherwise, a dry pattern going forward. Next weekend, it gets hotter, 102 on Friday and 103 on Saturday. Choose to make it a great day, great night, and be safe out there, guys.